everyone. Welcome once again. My name is Deborah. I'm from ABPN, Asia Venture Philanthropy Network. And with me here today is Sugan, as well as Kaisel. Sugan is from Moody's, our partner for this program, and Kaisel is helping or is part of the ABPN team. So welcome once again to this session today. Allow me to share screen once more. Thank you for taking time this afternoon to be part of this info session. We hope that it will be useful for you. So once again, this is the Stimulating Entrepreneurship and Business Growth in Asia Pacific information session. Today, what you can expect is some key highlights on this program that's held in partnership with ABPN and Moody's. We would share a quick introduction to ABPN, as well as introduction to Moody's community impact, to give you a sense of how this program started and where we come from. We have with us Sugan, as mentioned. She's the representative that's overseeing this program from the Moody's side. She's also a mentor at last year's program, so we will be open to have questions to both Sugan and myself at the end of this session. Alongside today's session, we'll also have a program overview of what to expect, some key highlights, and what to look forward to. In this time, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A function. We'll answer as many questions. Sorry, allow me to untie my tongue. We will try to answer as many questions as we can today, but fret not, if we're unable to, we'll also collect your questions and include them in our FAQ on our website. Finally, today's session will also be recorded and made available on our webpage, so stay tuned as well. And of course, go back to have a look at it if you need to reference today's session once more. So without further ado, allow me to do a quick introduction to ABPN, particularly for those who are new to the organization. ABPN is a network consisting more than 600 members across the world, and our members are funders, social investors, resource providers that are keen to support social impact and fund impact organizations who are doing great work in Asia. And what we do is to facilitate and connect them with the right impact organizations. And on the other side of the equation, we have more than 400 investable deals on our deal share platform. And we have 13 market reps across the world who will then provide us good understanding of the ecosystem, issues on the ground as they work closely with communities where they are based. And the goal of the ABPN is none other than to move capital more effectively and efficiently to impact organizations for maximum social impact. And with the capital mobilization team, we do this, or we move capital, both financial and non-financial, through, in particular, this pillar where we are looking at ecosystem and capacity building. With the Moody's program, we achieve this by mobilizing invaluable resources in the form of Moody's volunteers as mentors, as well as ABPN's network as subject matter experts who will provide insights and transfer key skills to impact organizations like yourself through our program. So why is it important to build the social impact ecosystem in Asia? I think first, we have seen a major gap right now. If we are to fulfill the SDG goals in Asia by 2030, we need to close a gap of USD $1.5 trillion. At the same time, we're seeing the fastest growing concentration of wealth in Asia, and a good 86% of this wealth resides with high net worth Asian millennials. And of course, third but not least, we also see a lack of, or at least a still growing culture, structure, and management practices for receiving and maximizing funds flowing to impact organizations. And this is why a program like this, Stimulating Entrepreneurship and Business Growth, is so important for our ecosystem. And with that, I think it nicely segues into an introduction into Moody's community impact and what they're looking at and hope to achieve through this program. And with that, I'd like to pass the time to Sugan. Sugan, over to you.
Thank you, Deborah. Hello, everyone. So glad to see you all over here. Just a quick introduction about myself. I'm Sugan Saurabh, AVP Moody's Community Impact Team from Asia Pacific region, and I lead this program from Moody's side as well. Moody's Community Impact Team was formerly known as the CSR team, and our team does all work related to community and employee volunteering at Moody's. And this project is a part of that work. The community projects around the world are supported by the Global Moody's Foundation, which is having a very clear vision and mission to do social good and achieve social impact through our multiple programs. Next slide, please. I'll quickly take you through our mission vision. Our mission is to empower people with the knowledge and resources they need to unlock opportunity and thrive. Our vision being we support more resilient economies, systems, and communities to advance a more prosperous future. And our purpose being we leverage our human and social capital to strengthen a culture of purpose, pride, and belonging for our people and communities. So overall, we are trying to do social good by using our skills, expertise, funds, and human resources, and in some way support the projects run by our multiple partners. Next slide, please. As I was talking about Moody's Foundation, I would also like to quickly take you through what all we do with our Moody's Foundation. The first being social investing, which consists of providing grants to global nonprofits for running multiple projects across different countries in the world, but we work under two focus areas. First being empowering small businesses, and second being supporting ecosystem restoration. And we want to have work on projects in emerging markets. AVPN projects fall under empowering small businesses. And Deborah would talk more about our program and what all we have to offer you in her slides later. I'll quickly move to my next point. Other than supporting, not the slide, previous slide. Other than supporting community projects, Moody's Community Impact team very quickly responds to any crisis in the world, and we generally run internal employee campaigns and donate funds to the nonprofits on the ground working for relief. And we also take up some smaller community projects in communities on the basis of suggestions by our employees. And we provide our employees with various employee volunteering opportunities as well, where they can volunteer for the causes for which they are passionate about. And when I say that, our employee volunteering is also somewhere relevant to this program. You will see our employee volunteers engaging with you later if you enroll for the program. They will engage as key speakers for some sessions or as mentors for you. So I'm really glad that we might be able to bring the expertise and skills of our finance industry to you to help you grow your small businesses. Next slide, please. Yeah. So I'll talk very briefly about our focus areas. The first being empowering small businesses. So we aim to support small businesses and provide them access to knowledge, business skills, capital, markets, and networks. And we do this with a mission or objective of to help you ultimately support you to grow your businesses. AVPN is one of our partners in Asia. Last year, we impacted 120 female entrepreneurs through AVPN in 5 countries. There were 35 employee volunteers from Moody's who got engaged in this program last year, and we are looking forward to such engagement for this year as well. We do have some ecosystem restoration restoration also as a focus area, where we take up community projects which support ecological restoration for areas where ecological degradation has already happened. One of the examples being Maviva in Latin America, which is supporting sustainable fishing communities, which is also supporting their livelihoods, but in a sustainable fashion. That's all about Moody's Community Impact from my side. I would like to hand it over to Deborah again to take it forward. Thank you.
I'll take over from where Sugan has left off. Thank you so much, Sugan, for sharing. And that nicely takes us to an insight into this year's program and what to expect. So allow me to share screen once more. Here we are. So for this year's program, we are excited to share a lot of exciting lineups right now that's also still underway. But to begin, again, to recap how we started with this program. So the Stimulating Entrepreneurship and Business Growth program actually started during the COVID-19 pandemic in response to recovery and rebuilding efforts of impact organizations who were affected in Southeast Asia at that time. We recognized that a lot of them had to pivot their business, learn new skills, and therefore the program was helpful and meaningful to them. And with that impact and recognition of the work that it could do, we are now running the second edition of this program, which will still continue to focus on women-led organization, but with a more streamlined focus on for-profit organizations, given the kind of skill sets and insights that our networks can provide. This year, we have also decided to broaden our focus to look at the Asia-Pacific region. So good news for impact organizations in this APAC region. We are also open to applications from you. At the end of the program, what we really look to achieve is to stimulate entrepreneurship, or to give participants a better sense of what entrepreneurship entails, to give them the skills, the inspiration to begin their journey of entrepreneurship. In addition to that, for those who are already running a business, we hope that the skill sets and the mentorship, industry mentorship that we provide will allow you and enable you to bring your business to the next level, or essentially to scale your business. This year, we're looking at three main program elements. So the first are masterclasses. We will look at a series of 5 masterclasses that will share fundamental skill sets important for small businesses to scale. And some of these masterclasses will also be informed by the needs assessment questions in your application form. This year, a particular highlight will be a session by our content partner Impact Hub that will share insights on how women-led businesses can leverage the gender lens investing sphere. So learning about what funders look for in gender lens investing, how to ensure your organization can integrate gender lens into your work seamlessly. We also will have an investment ready workshop for the cohort where you will be broken up into smaller groups so that you get a one-on-one session with, not one-on-one, but a smaller group session, sorry, with our facilitator, Priya from Vilgrove, Philippines, who will provide practical tools and frameworks to best apply to your companies as a case study. Last year, this session by Priya from Vilgrove received rave reviews, and so we really encourage everyone to keep a lookout for this workshop as well. Importantly, we have also recognized that collaboration is an outcome that participants and organizers equally look forward to. Hence, this year we have a collaborative marketplace segment that would use online tools as well as a framework by Impact Hub to actually structure how you can talk about your organization's strength, or in other words, what you can give, as well as your organization's gaps, or in other words, your ask. And at the end of this session, we hope to engender collaborations across the cohort, as well as to have guests from the ABPN network to possibly be at the sessions, lending visibility to participating enterprises' work. So 3 very exciting elements that will be within this year's program. Timeline-wise, we are right now in the midst of applications. Thank you for those who have actually signed up very quickly. And these applications were actually closed on 31st of March, and you would receive outcome or status of your applications by mid-April. And the program proper will begin in April, and you can expect about 2 sessions a month, and this program will then conclude in August. Aside from that, we like to also highlight some benefits beyond just capacity building. We see this program as providing benefits such as access to ABPN's events that are outside of this program, when we see that alignment and relevance to any of our participating enterprises. Additionally, there's also that opportunity for visibility. So participants do have a chance and opportunity to be included on our Deals Share platform if there's relevance. And that platform will give you visibility with our global network of funders at AVPN. So really beyond capacity building, you're also gaining access, you're also gaining visibility. So really urging everyone to sign up as soon as you can for this program. Eligibility criteria wise, as mentioned, we're looking at for-profit organizations. We are also looking at organizations who are active in Asia Pacific. So you may be registered in Asia Pac, or you might also have, or you have operations in Asia Pac. We would also welcome you to join our program. We're also looking at organizations that are revenue generating. So you must be able to demonstrate some sort of financial structure and revenue model. We are looking at early to growth stages of development when you're talking about small businesses as well. And of course, because of Moody's work focus, we are also looking at organizations that are preferably led by women. We would definitely be giving priority to organizations who have a good proportion of women in leadership roles. And of course, we are also seeing this as an opportunity, or a very exclusive opportunity. So participants who are shortlisted should be able to commit to sessions from April to August or early September. Now I'll just go into some quick questions that we've received so far, but please also continue to feel free to put in more questions in the Q&A function on this webinar. But eligibility wise, as mentioned, we are looking at revenue generation. So this means not-for-profit organizations are not eligible to apply. Organizations may be registered outside of Asia Pacific, but what's important to us is that you have footprints, you have work or impact in the Asia Pacific region. That's what matters to this program. And for the third question, to be eligible, does your organization have to be founded or co-founded by women? I think the important thing is that within your leadership team, you should have women on the team. It doesn't mean that or rather it kind of brings into the next question. It doesn't mean that only female members from your organization can participate. The men can join us too. We're inclusive that way. But I think what we are looking at, or the intent, is that we want organizations with a good number, majority number of women in your leadership kind of roles. Moving on, can multiple members from your organization join the program? What we have found helpful is that each organization can best submit 2 names for this sessions, for this program rather. And how it works is that if a member or the first participant is unable to attend, we would then encourage the second person's name who's registered to then attend on behalf of the first representative. But to enable the best kind of learning and continuity, we ask that only 2 names be submitted and not to have a round robin of multiple members attending the sessions. I think it's important for learning, it's important for community building that we have some level of consistency. So therefore, just 2 names per organization. Time-wise to commit to this program, as mentioned, the program proper starts in April and ends in August. That's the bulk of your sessions. And every month you're expecting at least 2 sessions, with each lasting up to 90 minutes. And because we have got 2 names, we really expect that attendance be as close to 100% as possible. Yeah, this is so important because of the resources that AVPN and Moody's is actually committing in enabling our impact organizations to grow. Last couple of questions before we go to the Q&A. Who will be conducting the different learning sessions? We've mentioned a few names today. Impact Hub, with that regional footprint and understanding of the startup and small business kind of scene in Asia. They will be the ones sharing on some masterclasses as well as the collaborative marketplace. We also have Will Growth Philippines, who bring in a dual perspective of both an incubator as well as an investor. So these 2 are just an example of the kind of networks that AVPN has and that AVPN will bring to this program. So you can expect similar kind of profiles for the learning sessions. For the collaborative marketplace, what we're looking at is, as mentioned, a structured way to create that sense of being able to articulate what you can give and what you're looking for. So there will be interactive sessions in this collaborative marketplace after we help participants kind of like form up a way of pitching and sharing about your needs as well as your strengths. So that is what the collaborative marketplace is like, a bit of structure, a bit of interaction. It's quite exciting. We hope that it will really engender collaborations after this program. And last two questions. Program-wise, do we offer any financial support such as grant funding? We do not right now for this program. The focus is really on things like mentorship, industry leadership insights, as well as capacity building. But of course, we have also shared that there's a lot of opportunity to interface with potential funders. There's also an opportunity to be listed on the DealShare platform with AVPN. With Moody's, of course, there's also sight on their part on who are the participants coming through this program. So I think there's a lot of opportunities to lead to possible grant funding. But right now, the focus for this program is largely capacity building. And last but not least, networking opportunities will be available, as mentioned, through programs, the learning sessions, masterclasses, as well as workshops where it will be conducted by the AVPN networks of different funders, as well as capital investors, etc. So there's a networking opportunity in itself. The collaborative marketplace will be an opportunity to network among the cohort as well as with potential guests. And at the heart of it, we are always looking at creating or joining the dots at AVPN. So if we find participating organizations with areas of interest or impact that aligns with our member network, we're very happy to make a connection as well. So I think that networking comes in so many forms, and we really encourage you to join this program as that first step towards scaling up your business. And that kind of brings me to the end of some of the key questions we've received so far. So I'm going to just go into the Q&A segment right now to answer some of the questions. So I have one question here. Is a social enterprise company eligible? Yes, a social enterprise will be considered revenue generating. So please do apply. Look forward to seeing your applications, Carol. Yeah. Yeah, I think that wow, looks like we've covered good ground and there are not many questions. But of course, I think we did answer some of the questions that have come in prior to this session as well. We hope it's helpful for you. And, moving forward, if you have any other questions, feel free to be in contact with us as well. Another question has just come in right now. For companies that are selected, is there a fee for the program? Good news is there's no fee. The fee is in time. So if you're selected for this program, our key asks is really be there, be committed, and really learn and take as much as you can from these sessions. Yeah, any other questions, feel free to share them through in the Q&A segment, Q&A function rather. If you have questions about what the journey was like for mentors like Sugan, feel free to put that in as well. If you've got programmatic questions, eligibility questions, happy to take them right now too. Any other questions? Or if Sugan, if you've got any other points to add from my sharing, feel free to also unmute yourself and share.
I would just like to share my volunteering experience with AVPN last year. So I participated in a session where participants were asked to pitch in their business idea, and we were the evaluators, and it was a really great experience. Moody's had employees who were like senior leaders, VPs and above, with a good financial knowledge. And I was coming from a social background. I spoke about sustainability of the business. So it was a really good discussion, and I'm sure the sessions of AVPN are amazing. I did it in some sessions from last year, and I'm really positive about it being helpful to your businesses. That's all I would like to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Sugan. Yeah, I believe that there was good responses as well from mentors at last year's program. A good 35 of them joined, and I think it was an enriching experience for both mentors and participants. Another question has just come in. Can you share any success stories from last year's program with an overview of what to expect for women business owners? Yes, actually, the good news is that what's coming up is an article on last year's program with an alumni. So I would say keep a lookout for that. We will have that posted on our website as our webpage as well as our social media. So do follow us at AVPN on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. But if we're looking to share, some success stories from last year's program just right now, I think there was a sharing from one of the alumni talking about how the Bill Grove session on investment readiness workshop was especially helpful because it provided very practical tools that she could immediately apply to her organization. And so building upon that, this year we've also asked our content partner, Bill Grove Philippines, to actually develop activity sheets where our participating enterprises can immediately do kind of like, putting in your numbers, your content. And so it's literally a case study in itself on the spot. Yeah, so there's application immediately after the workshops. I think that was a story of like immediate learning and application. One example there. Yeah. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Yeah, and of course, we'll be happy to share as well a recap of last year's program, as well as sharing from alumni in an upcoming article that will be shared on our website. When can we start to apply? Actually, applications are already open. We've received a couple of applications as of today. We will share the link, or rather the QR code, actually in my very final slide. So allow me to do that right now, in fact. So here's the link to our webpage where you can learn more and also to sign up for the program. Okay, and I think that nicely brings us to the end of this info session. I will just leave maybe another couple of seconds. Are there any further questions coming through in the Q&A function? Otherwise, as mentioned, feel free to also reach out to us via capital@avpn.asia if you've got further questions. We'll also be capturing some of the key questions from today's session and updating our FAQ found on our webpage. Just a gentle reminder, applications close on 31st of March, so please do sign up as soon as you can. And we look forward to sharing this journey with you this 2023. So that brings us to the end of our info session. We'll see you soon. And also reminder, this recording of the session will also be made available on our webpage after this. So thank you so much. I think that is all for today.